I know that we love to think that like we have to go hard and we'll take a rest when we've finally seen the results. But here's the honest to goodness truth. 6 months out of your life is barely a drop in the bucket. Okay? It is you can grow a baby. You need more time than that. Okay? So like 6 months is fucking nothing. 6 months where you fully step out of this growth, expansion, driving, sales, whatever kind of mindset. And instead, you shift all of your time, whatever extra time you have, into doing things that feel fucking good. Welcome to the Manifesting Millions podcast, where we talk about manifestation, money, and practical guidance to creating your dream reality. My name is Amy Van Meel, and I am an experienced coach and transformation guide, obsessed with helping you get out of your own way and create a life that blows your mind each day you wake up. My goal in this podcast is to share practical manifestation, self-awareness, and growth techniques in real talk conversations. So if you're ready to massively transform your reality, your finances, your relationships, and your overall enjoyment of life, you are in the right place. I am absolutely delighted that you're here with me today, babe. Let's get into it. Well, hello, my love. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Whatever greeting that feels good for you on this December 25th of 2024. I am extending it to you. I'm excited to have you here with me today. Whatever day, whether you are here on Christmas Day or some other day, you are using this podcast episode as an escape from your family, or you just are giving yourself the gift of some me time. I'm delighted to have you here. If you listened to the last episode, you'll know that I got a new phone. OMG, I'm still working it out. I really miss the home button. This whole like Face ID unlock situation, I'm getting used to. I'll get better at it, of course. But it's not super my jam, if I'm being 100% honest. There's a reason I really dragged my feet on upgrading my phone. I loved my 8 Plus. It was amazing. Feel like I could do a whole podcast episode on like my love letter to my Apple 8 Plus. That's not what we're here for today. My intent is to keep today a super shorty little episode. It is Christmas Day, of course. So perhaps you're using this as a break. I'm recording this in advance, and I just sat down to record the last episode, and things just kept flowing through me. So today's a very special episode because inside today's episode is a very special gift that I have for you that is going to be, how do I undersell this? It could be life-changing. It's definitely going to save you some money. It is a potential way to create a massive unlock for you. I'm very excited about it. I'm going to share more about it later. What I want to talk about briefly today is perspective shifts. So I wanted to share something of value. I mean, always want to share something of value when I come onto the podcast. Obviously, I don't want to like show up and be like, here we go, here's a whole bunch of garbage. No, I always want to share something of value for you. I popped open my notes app to kind of go, okay, what's something that's been like in my mind that'd be really juicy to share and not like a giant episode. So December is always a time where I really like reflect in, sit down, walk, kind of whatever. Like it just spend weeks in deep reflection, thinking about who do I want to become? What do I want to create in the year ahead? It's a very easy place to get into all the things that I didn't do, or didn't accomplish in the year that's coming to a close. I have really worked over the years to release that old habit. And I'm very pleased to say that I am well on my way. So it's not where my brain goes. My brain goes more to what's coming up next. How do I want to get there? And part of this exploration has been thinking about like the question of why am I the best at what I do, which makes sense when it talks about business, because of course, in order for me to promote my business, in order for me to put myself out there, for you to feel the invitation and then want to say yes to that invitation, I can't just be like, I'm kind of garbage at this, but like, here's some stuff that I'm selling. Hopefully you'll buy it, right? Like, that's just not going to fly. So, one of the things that I wrote down, and here's okay, let me, before I share that, very quick. I think every single one of us struggles with this. If someone says to you, whatever your name is, Jennifer, tell me, what are you the best at? Why are you the best at what you do? What are you specifically super fucking amazing at? Now, we probably have a couple of things in the can that we're like, okay, this. So for me, for example, I fucking rock at baking. Okay. I'm amazing at baking chocolate chip cookies. I make really fucking delicious cakes. I absolutely love to bake. I generally like things that I bake turn out really well. Um, like I'm just good at it. So if someone goes like, Amy, what are you great at? Well, that's something that I'm great at. And if they're like, okay, what else? I'd be like, well, I'm pretty great at skiing, something that I've worked at. I might go, well, give pretty great hugs, right? Like the list goes on and on. But oh my gosh, I can hear the like the record scratch, the tire screech, the hard break if someone goes, what are you the best at professionally that you can actually charge money for, help people, and like people would actually want to pay you and pay you well to help them with. And my whole brain goes like, I'm sorry, question does not compute. So this is why my notes app is super powerful, because of course I track all this stuff and I go through all this stuff and I think about these things. So, what I want to share with you today is one thing that I'm really fucking good at, okay? Like master pro level, bigger than master, like wizard level. I'm super fucking good at this. This is part of what makes me a really, really powerful coach, cheerleader, mentor, mirror, because this is a skill I have on absolute lock. I am a master at perspective shifts, and not the Sally Sunshine of like, oh, but like, where's the silver lining? No, fucking completely shifting how you see or perceive a situation, an experience, an event, a feeling, whatever in your life in a way that creates massive unlocks and really cool awarenesses. I am next fucking level. Okay. So, like, this is one of the things that makes me really fucking good and really effective as a coach. And it would be remiss of me to not add in here, by the way, I still have a few spots in my one-on-one coaching available to start as early as January. I realize January is literally a week away from the day that this episode drops. So if you're looking for a coach and you really want to work with someone who's fully on your side, completely aligned to help you like shift and move and grow, reach out to me because we could be a great pair. So, what perspective shifts do? I've already talked a little bit about how they can create unlocks to situations and experiences. They create new awarenesses. It's one of my favorite things about perspective shifts. And here's what's so awesome about a new awareness. New awarenesses allow you to move in a new way, which creates a new experience. I'm going to share very quickly with you just one example of a perspective shift that I shared with someone recently. So I was sitting down for coffee with this person and we were chatting about their business and their goals and kind of like where they were feeling things to be at. And part of the conversation touched on the fact that while they have this desire for their business to do much mm, better, I suppose it's probably the best word to use, much better than it has been, um, they have some measure of joy in their business. So I started asking questions because what I noticed was there's like a bit of a dichotomy in the sentence. On the one hand, it was like, I really enjoy this. And then the other hand, it was like, but I really don't enjoy this. And there's this like sort of stress, friction, resistance, struggle, whatever in between. So I started asking questions, which I'm also super fucking powerful at, to better understand what was going on. What was the stuff happening behind in the like background of this person's brain as they were sharing about these things. And I'm not going to go through the whole thing because, like, first of all, I want to respect the container of the conversation. And second of all, this is intended to be a shorty episode. What we came out of it, though, as we were talking about it, what this person kept saying was they feel tremendous joy being in service to other people. Now, they don't have an issue with boundaries. It's not like they're like, bending over backwards or like violating all of their personal space in order to be of service. That's a whole different conversation and a completely different perspective shift that we need to have. But their heart really lights up when they get to be of service. And so part of their work does allow them to be of service to someone, and they really love that, but they didn't necessarily love this whole other avenue of work. So in the conversation, I was like, would it be possible, like, is it financially feasible for you to step back from actively pursuing this section in your life? Could you, like, what would that look like? Is that possible for your family to make that move? And if so, what if instead of really focusing on the driving forward, so in this case, driving forward of business, driving forward of goals, driving forward in this like growth and expansion, what if instead, like, how much work do you need to do every week in order to service the people that you have already? And like, let's assume it's 4 hours a week. Okay, so then you set a regular time, let's say Tuesdays at like 9 a.m. You have 4 hours. That's your container to be of service of the people in your business, to make sure that you are taking care of them, that they have what they need, etc. And then the entire rest of the week, you are doing nothing regarding growing, building, expanding, shifting your business. When you talk with people, when you're, out doing things, people ask you, like, what do you do? What's your business? Whatever, you can still share with them what you do. But now you've taken off the table this need to, book new clients or book more appointments or like whatever it is. And instead, you're simply sharing, this is what I do. I really love it because of this. And what's very likely going to happen is that people are going to be completely drawn into that energy and they'll go, oh my gosh, that sounds very cool. Can I book an appointment with you? And I said, here's what you're going to do. What if you try this for a 6-month container? Listen up, ladies. Are you tired of being told to be confident like a man? To be confident but not brash? To be compelling but not too talkative? To take up space but not too much? It is exhausting and impossible to follow the rules of the game that are supposed to help us show up more authentically, to feel more confident, and to be seen and valued in our work, because the rules of the game were never written for women. I am tired of this, and so I have got a game-changing workshop coming your way in early 2025. It is all about unlocking your authentic feminine confidence, the kind that naturally attracts promotions, raises, recognition, respect, without needing to practice gross male cocky energy or feeling like you're putting on a mask. Imagine feeling grounded and secure as you add your voice to the next group meeting. Imagine naturally attracting in recognition, respect, and opportunities. Imagine how good it will feel to own your voice, to share your power, and not spend the days afterwards worrying that you came across as too strong, too bossy, or too much. That's the power of true confidence, and I want to show you how to embody it. This workshop will be hosted live in early 2025, and the time is now to get on the wait list. Don't miss out on early bird registration and insider discounts that will only be shared with folks who have put their name on the wait list. So join the wait list now by going to amyvanmeel.com/confidence. It is time to stand in your power, babe. It is time to shine in your career. Sign up to the waitlist today. I know that we love to think that, like, we have to go hard and we'll take a rest when we've finally seen the results. But here's the honest to goodness truth. 6 months out of your life is barely a drop in the bucket. Okay? It is you can grow a baby. You need more time than that. Okay, so like 6 months is fucking nothing. 6 months where you fully step out of this growth, expansion, driving, sales, whatever kind of mindset. And instead, you shift all of your time, whatever extra time you have, into doing things that feel fucking good. If you want to be of service, maybe that looks like you're volunteering. Maybe you become a 4-H leader. Maybe you go, I don't know, read at the school or like help at a care facility. Like whatever it is, whatever feels good to you. You're going to the Humane Society and like helping with the pets or whatever. But simply spending 6 months outside of like what you need to do to service the clients you already have and like anything else that's sort of like, I think this person had another job. So like if you have those things, but you're not actively growing and instead you're focusing on shifting your energy into this space of joy and growth. And someone asks you what you do. They go, hey, that sounds really good. Can I book an appointment with you? You say to them, 100%, I'm booking into, pick whatever it is. It's going to be like 6 months out, right? Like, so from now it'll be like June. Yep. 100% totally love to book an appointment with you. I'm booking into June right now. We can put something on the calendar right now. Now, that does a couple of things. First of all, it like creates this energy and excitement about what you're doing, right? So that's already big. When you say to somebody, yep, totally love to meet with you, here's when I've got time. It gives the energy that you are in demand. Of course it does, because generally that's what's going on. Now, ladies, I want you to listen up. Notice that I did not say, yeah, I'm taking a break right now, but I'm going to start meeting with clients in June. Notice that I did not say 100%. I don't have time to meet with you right now, but I can start, I'll look into my calendar and see what's available. No, very clear. Yes, I'd love to meet with you. How about we set up a time in June? It's when I'm next available. It's clear, it's to the point, but here's the most important thing. This whole shift allows you, now you being like the person I'm talking to, allows you to step fully into something that feels good and joyful. The intent, and here's the perspective shift behind it. The intent is not to say, well, we're just going to follow whatever feels good, la, 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 la. The intent is to go, what if you stand in your joy and you allow awareness to come in? Because if you're pushing really hard in a direction and it doesn't seem to be yielding, doesn't mean you're going in the wrong direction, doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing, but perhaps there's something that you can't see because you're in it. And making a small shift, leveraging the resource of time, giving yourself the gift of space and grace and awareness, who knows what could come up. And you know what? Worst thing that happens, you've taken a 6-month hiatus from growing sales, whatever. Okay. The worst, you're maybe 6 months behind of like where you could have been. That's literally the worst that could happen. These perspective shifts allow us to really see things and experience things in a very different way. Now, I want to tuck this in here because like I don't want to leave this to the end. So I want to give a little like, here's my secret little gift. What I've decided to do, it's only in this episode. It will not be written in the podcast show notes. You can only get it from listening to the sweet sound of my voice. Is I have a secret discount code that I'm going to share with you in just a second that I've decided is going to give you 50% off, 50, all right? 50% off of any one of my offerings in the first 6 months of 2025. What that means is this. I have the confidence workshop that's coming up. It's going to be a paid workshop. If you're like, I really want to do the confidence workshop, I want to leverage this 50% off code, amazing. You can use this code one time. All right. Goes in, you get 50% off the price of the workshop. Let's say instead you have been waiting for your chance to invest in my money program. All right. Currently called Building Vampires, anticipating a rename and a slight revamp as we head into 2025. Not because it's bad, but just to make it even more fucking awesome. You've been wanting to invest in the money program. You're like, oh my gosh, You can use this code. I guarantee there will be a card open in the first 6 months of 2025. You can use this code to purchase 50% off the Building Vampires program. And I don't, I'm going to be clear. I don't want to have this code available on my 3-month coaching container. However, I will make it available for a single session of coaching. Um, I honest to goodness can't remember what exactly I have on my coaching page right now, but I know that at least in my mind, what I want to have is that there's like just a one-off coaching session that you can book with me, or the 3-month coaching container, which is a much more powerful space. But sometimes we just need a one-on-one to like get in, shift something and like move on. So you can use this code for the one-off coaching session. It's not applicable on the 3-month coaching container. Any other program or offering that I have coming up in the first 6 months, so basically from like January 1st until June 30th of 2025, you can use this code only one time. All right? So you don't get to use it over and over and over again. That's not how this works. But here's the code. The code to use to get your 50% off of the one item, one purchase from me in the first 6 months of 2025. So it will not work after June 30th, July 1st. It's no longer workable. The code is Secret Santa 2024. Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. It's all one word. Secret Santa 2024. That's the code. So I will make sure that on the back end I program it in so that you can use it, but you can only use it one time. Okay, back to perspective shifts and why these are so powerful. When you shift your awareness of a situation, when you shift how you see an experience, an emotion, an event, a situation, whatever it is, when you shift how you see it, it allows you to become aware of a whole bunch more, way more opportunities, way more different like avenues that you never even thought about. It's kind of like the whole, when like you see in the movies or whatever, they're like trying to solve this problem and then they're like, okay, fuck it. Like, let's just get some pizza. And so now their awareness is shifted to something else and their conversation is about like something completely different. And all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, that's it. It's kind of the same idea. So what it does is it creates an opening in your mind, in your conscious mind, for your intuition, for your subconscious, for higher self, whatever it is, it's trying to reach out to you in that moment. It gives you this opening to go, oh, there it is. It's okay, quick, squeak it in there. This is one of the reasons I mentioned in the last episode that I'm sure that when I'm like working out or when I'm driving, this is when like, I swear my cosmic crew is like, oh my God, she's in the zone, everybody. Quick, what's the message that we want to send her today? They make sure they get their buns in gear and drop it in because I get so many jewels of wisdom when I'm in these specific spaces. It's not only in there, so like it happens all the time, but these are what do I want to say? I was going to say highly volatile. That's not the right word. These are just, they're like super magnetic moments, right? I become like a super attractor in those moments. So I want you to play with that a little bit. I think Christmas and New Year's is a really great time. Here's why. I'll share one more story with you and then we're going to close. Oh my goodness, when we spend time with our family, our loved ones, right? We love our loved ones, sure. When we spend time with our family, what you probably have noticed and probably drives you fucking nuts is that we tend to fall back into these old patterns of like how it was when we were growing up. And it drives us nuts. We're treated a certain way, we're spoken to a certain way, we're not allowed to like do certain things, whatever, even though you're like fully formed adults and you're like, come on, like this, stop treating me like this, right? Let me give you a story, kind of what this looks like. It's not Christmas related. Years ago, I was driving out to visit one of my siblings. And this particular sibling and I have definitely butted heads in our past. And our relationship has been rocky at best over the years. So I'm driving out to go visit with them. And I'm feeling progressively more nervous as I'm getting closer and closer and closer to the destination. And I'm like, oh my God, okay, how's this going to go? I'm going to be staying with this person. Like, if it goes sideways, it could go really, really sideways. And then I'm stuck because then and the fear is starting to build in my head. And underlying that fear was this worry, another fear, that I was going to be treated the same way that I had been treated when I was younger. And it drove me fucking nuts. And I had this awareness. I'm driving. So, of course, this is when my highest self and my cosmic crew is like, yo, she's ready. Like load the torpedoes, like get it in here. So I'm driving. I can remember. It's so fucking clear. There's a forest on the left side of the car. I can see the forest on the left. There's a field on the right. And this awareness drops in and it says, well, if you want this person to see and treat you differently, then perhaps you also need to allow this person to be seen and treated differently. You are not the same person you were when you were 14. They are not the same person they were when you were 14. If you keep expecting them that they're going to show up as that person, that's the only person they can show up as. What if I allowed space for this person to meet me where I am at today? Oh my goodness. It didn't necessarily make the nerves go away. I was still nervous about it, definitely reduced them. It absolutely shifted the fear. But what it did was it created this massive awareness that not only had I been feeling frustrated about how I was worried I was going to be treated, but I was projecting out that this person could only show up as this old version of themselves. So that shift, that moment of awareness completely took the same situation. The situation itself had not changed, right? It was the same situation, but it sort of massaged it and moved it around. And I was like, oh my God. Okay. And we ended up having an amazing visit. We had a great time. And it really was like one of the building blocks of the relationship that we have today when we allow someone else to show up. So here's why I'm telling you the story. It's Christmas. You are or have just been spending a whole bunch of time with your family, or you're going to go see your family or friends or whatever. And maybe you aren't, okay? You can use this for any time, but like Christmas is the time that, of course, the majority of people are spending what is the word I'm trying to say? An increased amount of time with family and loved ones and people who have just been there forever and they've known you since forever. And so they might treat you as this certain way. Let me re-say that. How can you leverage this exact situation, experience, event to your benefit by shifting how you see it? That annoying uncle that always asks you the inappropriate question. What if instead of being annoyed by that inappropriate question, you leverage that space, that moment, that like interaction in time to practice something that you've been wanting to practice? Maybe you've been wanting to get better at feeling confident in your voice and really leveraging your voice. So maybe then you can practice that space to go, you know what, Uncle so and so, that's actually an inappropriate question. I think what you're trying to ask me might be this. Is that correct? And first of all, they're hopefully you're probably going to go like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize that was inappropriate." But yes, you're right. That is what I was asking. And then you can answer and go, "You know what? I love that you're interested. Here's the answer to the question." Whatever, right? Let's say you've been on a weight release journey. And you are going to the home of the queen of the food pushers. You know who these people are? The people who just insist that you fill and refill your plate, that you have to have all the cookies. You need to eat like 15 pieces of pizza. You just find yourself overeating and you're just like, well, I guess there's no way out of this. Like, they're going to get really insulted if I don't eat all of the things. What if you practice shifting some perspective and you go, okay, well, maybe this person's love language is actually ensuring that I am well fed. Can I honor that love language and also honor the journey that I am on? That was a weird sentence. Honor the journey that I am on. So perhaps, let's say it's an aunt. I don't know why uncles and aunts are getting under the radar here, but like maybe it's an aunt. Maybe it's your mom, okay? And your mom is just like, I just want to make sure that you're healthy and fed and like, here's all the things. And you go, you know what, mom? Super love your food. It is always so good. It's super easy for me to overeat. Actually, though, I really feel unwell when I eat too much. So I love that you want to give me lots of food. I'm going to have some of this and I will absolutely enjoy every single bite. And also, perhaps I can take some of this as leftovers instead. All right? Like there are ways to play with this. But when we shift how we see things, when we allow ourselves to like, I just sort of imagine this like ball. I don't know why. Maybe because I was watching the Dream shoot, what's the show called? It's like related to the, oh my goodness, with Riley and like the whole thing with the emotions. Anyway, there's a TV show that they've created that's like the dream production team, which, oh my gosh, makes me feel so honestly seen about like how my dreams are created. And so they have these balls that like show the dreams. So I sort of have this vision of like, you're in this situation and this situation is this ball. So you can take this ball and like turn it a little and all of a sudden you're seeing this thing from an entirely new angle, right? This is the power of working with a coach. This is one of the biggest, strongest, most amazing benefits that you will gain working with me as a one-on-one coach in your life. Again, if you're interested, reach out to me. The easiest way right now is actually to just like send me a DM on Instagram. It's actually easier than on TikTok because I think my filters on TikTok are a bit too strict. But send me a DM on Instagram. My handle is always in the social. Oh my gosh. What the hell am I trying to say? In the podcast show notes. So I'm going to leave it there. We're just rounding up on, well, it's 30 minutes. It's going to be slightly longer by the time I get a few things tweaked to like get this ready for production. I trust that this episode has landed for you. And if so, I would love if you would share this episode out. If you do share it on the socials, be sure to tag me because I want to see all the things and celebrate you. That's always super fun. And of course, if you have not yet done so, please be sure to leave a review of the podcast to help me get the word out to more folks. It's all about the algorithms. Don't get me started, but it is super helpful. So thank you so much. I am sending you the warmest hugs and just so much love for an amazing Christmas, wonderful New Year's. I'm going to be here with you again on New Year's Day. And I'm just super, super grateful for you being here with me. So thank you so much. I love you so much. Bye for now. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on your favorite podcast platform and help me reach more like-minded people who are ready to expand their life. If you haven't yet followed me on social media, find me on Instagram for extra love and inspiration by following at Amy Van Meel or visit my website at amyvanmeel.com. I love you so much, babe, and I am damn proud of you. I am already excited to connect in the next episode. And in the meantime, believe in yourself with the confidence of a 5-year-old.